Wow, it is super hot here today in sunny Cape Town with temperatures going to be about 35 degrees. So if I'm a little bit glowy, hope you understand. Welcome to 2021. And I just want to start by saying that I make a commitment to you to make one YouTube clip every week, which I wish to have it published on a Thursday. And what is my intention is this. It's basically to impact, it's basically to encourage and to share all the tools, techniques that I have come to learn over the years, as well as sharing some of my clients' stories and progresses that, of course, with their permission, I'm allowed to share with, in terms of encouraging you of how you can achieve and live most consciously the best beautiful life that you can. I will share techniques, tools, frameworks, strategies, you name it, so that you can live consciously. And as my mama says, we do better when we know better. So this platform will help you to learn some few things, but as Zig Ziglar also says, the mother of learning is repetition, repetition, repetition. So why not subscribe? And let's get started with today's session. I sincerely hope you had a good December and a restful December. And I know it's been crazy what's been going on. I'm actually lost for words. But let's focus on where we want to go. Let's focus on how we want to feel and where we want to be. And that is the key of moving forward. So I hope you rested, you recharged, and you recalibrated. And I think there is a big part of all of us that did more deeper resting than we would have traditionally done, because it's kind of been forced on us to, someone like me living here in Cape Town who can't go to the beach. I love to swim. Well, it's forced me to do a lot more resting time, silence, and do the inner work. I'm the type of person who will always see life with the glass half full, not half empty. And yet, even with me, I have to say it has been challenging at times. And, in looking back at 2020, I mean, every single one of us has suffered loss and suffered stress, which leads us on to COVID kilos, guilty as charged. But it's a good thing it's a new year, so we can recalibrate and recharge and refocus on where we want to be from so many aspects, from a health from a health lifestyle. I definitely want to myself improve on that, hence why I keep the video right over here. Anyway, so what are we going to cover through today? I'm going to cover through vision boards or / action boards. I'd like to talk about goals and values, and basically share some tools and techniques, and that's really going to be it. So I want to help you be ready for 2021. So let's start first with reflections. I'd like to encourage you, you can use this video and pause and do some reflections and reflect on the following few things. What was your greatest achievement during 2020? What can you celebrate about 2020? And how did you grow in 2020? So these are 3 deeper questions that you can take time to just think about them. I will have written them here down on the screen. And I also want you to take the time to reflect on what will you do differently in 2021? How will you ensure that you stay accountable for yourself? Where are the gaps that you need to make the changes, and why? Or why should you do anything differently? Before I begin, I don't know about you, but because of all this time that we all pretty much had in December, I made sure to do a lot of reading. And these are the 3 books that I basically spent time reading and so enjoyed it. The Source by Dr. Tara Swart, and really has the title on the book says there, Open Your Mind, Change Your Life. It really is about opening your mind so it can help you change your life. And this is my second book, my second favorite book. Then the other book is Untamed, Stop Pleasing, Start Living. I think all of us can relate to having to learn to do this, and this is really what this book is about. I enjoyed it, but it's my number 3 favorite of the 3 that I have read. And without a doubt, Jay Shetty's book, Think Like a Monk. I absolutely loved this book. And really it is about what he did is he helps you train your mind for peace and purpose every day. I just loved it. It was just a feel-good book with wonderful, simple, beautiful strategies. These are 3 books that I can highly recommend to you. Just want to share that is what I did over December. I read a lot and slept a lot, and I detoxed a lot from technology. And I'm well known within my friends and even my clients of doing technology fasts, which I think I'll do a video following this one on technology fasts and what that is for me personally and how I do it. And it's so funny because I remember having a session with a client with me. This was sometime last year when she came over and I said, right, we've got to switch off your phone for the session. And she didn't even know how to switch off her phone. I was like, wow, I'm glad I could teach her something. Which brings me onto the goal sheet. I'm going to bring that up onto you. It looks something like this, right? So what are you looking at? It's broken down into what are my top 5 goals for the year, what are my top 5 values for the year, and what are my monthly goals for 2021. So I want to encourage you to really get good at narrowing down to what's important for you. For a lot of people, this is actually not very easy. But I just want you to think of it like this. If this was your last year on planet Earth, what are the top 5 things you would want to achieve and want to do? So there you go. So I know that being healthy is a really important one for all of us. If anything at all, this COVID thing has just highlighted to us how important it is for us to get healthy and to be healthy and to feel healthy. So possibly you want to put that there as a goal. And here's another technique and tool. Try and summarize your goal in 1 word and then have an image. So if say healthy, that's 1 word, in brackets, what does healthy feel, look, and is like for you? If that's good English, excuse me, I'm French, remember? Then you want to kind of have an image, and that's where your vision board, action board, which I'll come through to, try and have an image. What does healthy look like to you? Is it a number on a scale? Is it how long you can run or swim? Is it how long you can play with your kids? What does healthy look like to you? And so on, go on until you reach your 5 goals. And please, if you've only got 4, then so be it. But I want to encourage you to have at least a minimum of 3. Then, my top 5 values. These are principles or standards of behavior. So it's one's judgment of what's important in life. So I have some clients where excellence is a value of theirs. I actually share in that. Excellence is definitely a value of mine. Where balance is another value of theirs. Remember, meditation can even be a value. It's what is important to you. And the whole thing is you want to try and memorize these values like your ABCs. Because when I do this exercise with my clients, and then I do a spot check like on month 2 or 3, how are you doing on your goals? And can you name your goals from 1 to 5 and your values from 1 to 5? Oh, statistically, sadly, I have to be honest with you, majority of the people forget. Why? Because they are not visiting their goals. They are not looking at them every day, which brings me to another point. Strategically place your goals in your vision board, action board, which we're going to come to now, where you will see it morning and day. Whether it's in your bathroom, by the mirror, whether it's by your bed, where you sleep, on the wall, whether it is in your office space, where your mind, your eyes, your subconscious and your conscious mind is always seeing either the words or the images. I cannot tell you what a game changer this is. You're more likely, you're 2, 3, 5 times likely to achieve your goals if you do this than if you don't. So knowing that, what are you going to do? I know what you're going to do. I really want to encourage you. Post, share pictures. I've done mine. Here's a picture. No one's going to know really who you are. You can do it anonymously. It would be really great. Then we come on to action boards. I'm going to have that come onto the screen now, an example of some action boards that I've just pulled off from the internet. I'm not going to share any of my clients' ones due to confidentiality. Okay, so there gives you an example. Now, some action boards are very busy and some are plain. I'm going to be honest with you. Decide for yourself what is right. It's your action board, but you don't want to overcrowd it too much. And basically, an action board is a collage that represents everything that you aspire to. So everything that you aspire to from what you've written on your goals, okay? I also just want you to know that there is a transitional period from wakefulness to sleep known as hypnagogic state of consciousness. And this is the mental phenomena such as lucid dreaming or, lucid thoughts that occur during this threshold of consciousness. And it's making you particularly suggestible at this time. So it shows what you are paying to, what you're paying attention to before you go to sleep, and as you wake up, make suggestions to your mind. This is science. This is not something I've made up. So hence why I say paste these as strategically as possible, where it's insight in mind. You've heard of the terminology out of sight, out of mind, right? Well, this is insight in mind. So there we go. Then you're probably wondering about these things over here around me. So this is another thing that I would like to encourage, is like pasting words as well as images that are important to you. So for me, these 3 words, live, love, laugh. This is something I want to do and feel every single day. I want to live as if it's my last day every day. I want to love as much as I possibly can. Everything. Everyone. And what does that, what does that look like to you? And laugh. I want to laugh. I know laughing makes me feel so good. It releases wonderful hormones. So that's just something that's important to me. So this is a reminder. And when I'm coaching my clients and I have this as a back screen, they actually subconsciously, I'm planting that into them, as I'm doing with you, and I'll probably do for the rest of this year. And these are my other 3 favorite words of how do I want to live, with joy, with peace, and with calm. That's how I want to feel, actually. And then live consciously, which is basically my tagline. I want to encourage people to live consciously. So to wrap up the session for 2021, my humble suggestion to you is how to cope with 2021. Live one day at a time. Have your house in order as much as possible. Be healthy. Make conscious decisions about everything that you do. Be fully present. Be grateful. Develop your resilience. Learn what you need to learn. Impact where you can impact. In actual fact, learn as if every day was your last day. And live as consciously as you possibly can. Those are my words, my final words on this longer clip of today, but guarantee you that my clips in future will be much shorter. Thank you for watching. Please give me a like if you enjoyed, and looking forward to seeing you next week.